so devout.
This one, guess what the two generals are if you want, because it's Songhai and then a one that I think a lot of people might not have expected. Hold on, you can see, can't you?
Yeah, I can see.
Never mind then.
I was hoping the chat would get in here. Who do you want to see next? That's what I want to see. That's
Ah,
what I want to know.
all
Is
right.
who does the chat think that what generals do they want to see? We've seen Banner Songhai, and those are probably the top two, right? Like not I don't want to say top two, but when you think about generals that would be strong in this format, those are the two factions that spring to mind first and foremost. So outside of those two, I want to know what the chat is looking forward to see because right now we've got Cassava dropping now into the lineup
Ca-
to see how she can do.
so one thing that I don't know if Cassiva is going for a burn plan or not, but one thing that I really like about these burn decks is you get all of the mana tiles, right? So like your opponent's just running around dirtling on their side of the board, and you're just like, I'm gonna get 3 extra mana, thank you. And it looks like that's what she's doing.
Yeah, that's enormous for an aggressive deck being able to get all three mana tiles. Back in the day, you used to be able to just go, oh, I had a really bad draw, my hand is garbage, I need to turtle up and wait. But when your opponent just says, okay, if you aren't going to challenge me and I get this mana, they just roll to you.
Yeah. All right. Well, it looks like Ninth Ghost has a couple different things going on. He's got Four Winds Magi, which we didn't see from Casero's list, and Juxtapose and Onyx Bear Seal, neither of which we saw in the other one. Oh, as an aside, I remember what Ninth Ghost is playing. Ninth Ghost is one of the few people that beat me on my stream. His deck is
Oh,
awesome. His deck is great. I hope we get to see it in action. Like I
boy,
would.
that really hypes me up too. If he actually beats you, because the video that I saw where you were showing off and demonstrating all the different factions for this format, you were just I was like, oh my god, you made everybody look so OP. So if
Uh,
he's able to take you down, then he must have thought up something really dastardly.
so we played 32 matches on in my stream on Wednesday, and I lost 3 of them. Yeah, but and one of the ones that we played 2 games against Ninth Ghost, and I won one through sheer luck. Like it was the last turn I could possibly have drawn one of like 2 cards in my whole deck, and I drew it, and I was like, well, better lucky than good.
But I'm seeing here that Destroy has that Klaxon in his hand, and I think that because he's just getting all this mana, right? He's setting up this fortification where Ninth Ghost isn't going to be able to traverse properly across this top row. I think that's going to buy him enough time to really to drop that Klaxon. I was worried that it would be too slow, but looking at the board state now, I think that 6/6 provoke is going to be ridiculous.
Man,
And when it dies, because again, Ninth Ghost has to deal with it somehow, if it dies, then that's 6 Shadow Creep tiles that can spawn. And if Destroy has the Obliterate lurking in his deck somewhere, then we could see a really big finisher.
there it is. There it is.
Whoa.
He's playing. So
So you
Ninth
get the
Ghost.
Owl Beast.
He's playing a prismatic deck. So or an Arcanist deck, I guess. So like basically he just drops a prismatic illusionist, and then he's like, good luck getting through all these like millions of prismatic tokens.
Right, they're like 2/7s and stuff.
And it looks like he's
And
still
this is a strategy that works on the ladder too. So I mean, having those huge bodies is just ridiculous.
yeah. Like right now, even assuming that Destroy is trying to like race the corner, like not race the corners, what does he do? Like he's got a 4/8 he has to deal with.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think that he's probably not going to have brought very much removal if he's running an aggressive strategy like this.
Yeah.
Um, at the very least, he would need demonic lore to get it out of his way. But you're still leaving it alive, and it's just going to, you know what I mean? That you're not stopping the problem. You're just delaying it for one turn.
I think what you want to do here is like drop your Blood Moon Priestess and kill this Ether Master, and then just try to start getting some dudes. Because you don't have to race, but your opponent is still racing. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, because if he can get a bunch of Wraithlings that are just building up the wall, it doesn't matter how much HP that Owl Beast has if it can only attack a 1/1 every single turn if it's just completely boxed in. And then once we can see the Dark Nemesis there in the action bar. Once that drops, he puts his opponent on that clock.
Yeah. Look at this. He's blocked off one whole corner. So I don't know. I don't know how you end up getting out. Oh, maybe he can. Looking at Casera's hand, he's got a couple options. He can repulsor it out, like a Wraithling out of the way, and then just kill it with Albie Sage.
Mm-hmm.
Or he can
Because
just.
the way it's set up right here, if the Owl Beast kills that Wraithling, the Blood Moon Priestess is going to spawn it right back in the same spot. This is actually huge.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully he remembers to move.
Yeah, exactly. He. Ooh, you have to get the Owl Beast in the corner, and again that secures it for him in a later turn. So that's really smart play. Because he could just move the Owl Beast back out of the corner when he's ready to step into it.
That's right. That's right.
So it's really nice.
Well, it looks like this.
Who's at the door?
No one. My dog is just always angry. Well, Destroy is going with this burn plan, but he looks like he's a little bit of a pickle because his opponent's still at 22. He's got.
Yeah, he's drawn really slowly, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I really like the Abyss burn plan, personally. Maybe his deck is a lot faster and he's just drawn a lot of, like, high, expensive cards like Dark Nemesis.
Yeah, because the Claxton and the Dark Nemesis are probably just, like, late game, right? As you're running out of steam to, like, get that last little bit of HP off of your opponent. I would have liked to see perhaps maybe a Decimus come down.
Yeah. Decimus plus Spelljammer or Blazehound is great. It was a card that I didn't even consider when I was doing stuff. But I'm pretty sure that it's
from
like...
the few matches we've just seen, yeah, the Spelljammer is really, really popular. Because you want to get those options. And so now we've got the Blood Moon Priestess getting set up in the other corner. So this forces Ninthghost to have another copy of Repulsor Beast to get that thing out of the way.
Well, this might have been a misplay, actually, because it looks like Ninthghost is going to be able to just blink the Albie Sage to kill that Blood Moon Priestess.
Oh, yeah. He played the Ooze in the center there, but that...
Yeah, he needed to place it right above the Blood Moon Priestess, so I don't know if this is going to be truly like, this might be game-breaking, but we'll see. And
yeah, that is really heartbreaking, because I didn't even think of that until you mentioned it. He was probably banking on just getting another, Wraithling spawning there.
Yeah.
But,
and the fact that he's got this 4 wins down means that it's going to be really hard for this burn plan to work.
yeah, and again, the 4 wins Magi is an Arcanist. This is something that... This is what makes the Arcanist deck type, like, work so hard for Songhais, because one of their core units that they're running anyway happens to belong to a quote-unquote neutral sub-faction that benefits from the Owlbeast Sage. And if you aren't able to remove the 4 wins Magi, then you just become unstoppable, essentially. So,
all right.
Of course, Ninthghost isn't going to need to burn down his opponent, but again, this keeps him safe, and he's just going to continue doing his race.
I wonder if he can kill this Albie Sage right now, because now is the time to do it if you can. Hey, take over for one sec. I'm going to let my dog out.
The 4. Yeah, sure thing. So, looking at this Owlbeast Sage, this is really interesting. It's got 4 HP, and Abyssian kind of has trouble dealing 4. He needs Spectral Blade. He needs some other ping to come down for him. But all he can do now is just block him into the corner. I honestly probably would have hit the Owlbeast Sage and dropped it down to a 4/2. That way, if Ninthghost casts any more spells, the HP that it gains won't put it into like even more unreachable status, and taking that 4 damage isn't going to be a huge deal, right? Because he chose to just kill a Repulsor Beast, which as a 2/2 isn't that huge of a threat, whereas again the Owlbeast Sage is a scaling threat.
Oh my god, I just got back. What happened?
Yeah, you got back just in time for that heartbreak. He's got the Onyx Bear Seal for the Dark Nemesis.
Oh my
so
gosh.
that's not going to be on the table any longer. I was just commenting on how Destroy opted to kill a Repulsor Beast instead of softening up the Owl Beast Sage.
Yeah. Look at this hand though. If Destroy had, if Ninth Ghost had a bunch more cards in hand, this is potentially 10 damage just like sitting in his hand. But it looks like Ninth Ghost only has 2, so that Dark Seed is not really nearly as powerful as it could be.
Yeah, I think that the Dark Seed is really smart. It's just that in this particular matchup, especially because Ninth Ghost is playing Arcanists, you want to spam and spam and spam, and then you basically convert your hand advantage into a ridiculously overwhelming board advantage. And so this really would go against what you would typically expect to see in the Amazing Race format.
All right.
But Destroy is doing his best here to deny these last 2 corners, because I think that as the game goes on, eventually Destroyer might just be able to burn him out because once Ninth Ghost runs out of steam. The
Yeah,
Panda can't be attacked, so Ninth Ghost is going to be forced to dig through his deck for a Ghost Lightning or another Phoenix Fire or something.
well, it looks like it looks like Ninth Ghost has Pato in his hand, which is a card that I'm super excited to see. So,
Oh man, that's just the game-ending Hail Mary. Pato has airdrop, right?
yeah.
And then it shuffles whatever it lands near.
So
Gotcha.
that's one way he can
So
get these
that's going to be
Patos
a really
away.
strategic nuke. So do you think that he would hold on to that, or do you want to just play it now and use the mana?
I would probably just wait personally.
Yeah, probably lure him into a false sense of security, thinking that the Pando has that secured, and then just drop it, because then wherever the Pando ends up after the Pado, God, it's so hard to say Pando and Pado,
Yeah, they're too similar. Too
moves it
similar.
out of the corner, then you just take it from him.
Right, and he's blinking. he's, I just want another guy. Man, with the
Yep. So now he's got the Prismatic Illusionist. Yeah, this is really dastardly.
I think it's going to be pretty hard for Destroy to win from this point. He's got to come out really fast, and I don't think he came out fast enough to really capitalize here.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, we saw that it was really slow. He had some smart tech choices in there. I think the Dark Nemesis and the Klaxon. Like, the theory was definitely there, but didn't get the cards he needed to back it up. Because when you're playing a burn deck, you want to like hard mulligan and then get the dream opening of like double Flame Blood Warlock
Yeah.
into Spectral Blade into Saber Spawn. Well, you can't Spectral Blade. I mean, I'm thinking along standard terms, but
Spectral Nemesis is a good card for this because it's basically like take 4 every turn, right? All right.
right, the Spectral Revenant, but just basically drew his burn out of order. But we did get to see a really awesome deck there from Ninth Ghost, the Arcanist Songhai, really coming through and getting that board control set up.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna watch game number 2.